Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. It's a cold case that continues to haunt a Ronan family. And on this, the 5th anniversary of the death of Bob Van Gooten, the answers to what happened just aren't there.
It was on December 11th of 2012. The 63-year-old Van Gooten left the Valley Bar in Ronan, but just after 8 o'clock that night, he was found lying in the parking lot. He'd been run over by a vehicle and killed. The family was told Van Gooten may have been in a confrontation outside the bar just before his death, but they don't know much else. Ronan police investigated the scene. They searched for the vehicle involved, but no one's been arrested. We spoke with Ronan Police Chief Ken Weaver, who told us the case is still open. They've received a few tips over the years, but nothing has led to a suspect. Whoever hit and killed Bob Van Gooten is still at large tonight. He was a Marine in Vietnam, a former chairman of the Little Shell tribe, and helped establish the Salish Kootenai College in Pablo. He was enjoying retirement until his death. Anyone with information is asked to call Lake County Crime Stoppers. That number is 883-7309 or Ronan Police at 676-0223.
The attorney for Ravalli County's former treasurer says he'll file a motion for reconsideration of last week's ruling dismissing her $20 million lawsuit against the county and a local newspaper publisher. And he says if that motion is rejected, Valerie Stamey will appeal. Stamey filed the lawsuit in U.S. District Court earlier this year, arguing she'd been illegally terminated after the messy and controversial investigation into her running in the Ravalli County Treasurer's office after her appointment. The suit named current and former county commissioners, other elected officials, and county employees, and Michael Howell, editor of the Bitterroot Star. Stamey was initially suspended and then terminated for not keeping proper records and mismanaging the office after her appointment in 2013, leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars of undeposited funds sitting around her office. Last week, U.S. District Judge Dana Christensen dismissed the suit, faulting Stamey's attorney, Robert Myers, for not meeting deadlines and filing what he called bizarre motions and briefs that weren't meeting local court rules.
When the Kalispell City Council unanimously passed the new downtown plan, they opened the door to a big transformation for one of the top spots in the city. MTN's Jack Ginsburg shows us how planners are putting that plan in motion and what changes people can expect to see in the near future.
It was really gratifying that Monday night to see 9 council members come together and give unanimous support for the plan. It's really rare in a community to have that level of support for anything.
The 57-page document outlining the plan for the future of Kalispell was passed by City Council last Monday and encompasses a number of details and information about the progression of the city. Planning and Building Department Director Tom Jent said one of the major focuses of the plan was how to treat Main Street.
That's the issue at hand. Is it a downtown, Main Street, or is it a highway? We're saying it needs to be a Main Street.
Jent says they are already working on how to handle the amount of traffic using Main Street. He says they don't necessarily want to dilute it, but rather give those using it as a highway alternate routes.
We are in the process of selecting an engineer to review the designs to allow First Avenues East and West to carry more direct traffic through our downtown. We don't want more traffic, we don't want less traffic, we want the right traffic. We want people who want to be in the Main Street in our downtown area. We want them to have an opportunity to come through and be part of the downtown.
Parking was also one of the highly discussed points in the plan, and Jen says they want to start incorporating unused space.
We're looking at the striping patterns and painting downtown where there are no parking. Is it really valid or not? Updating some of those things. So really trying to improve our just inventory of downtown parking is really important.
Jen says that all the ideas for downtown Kalispell truly start here at the 2-lane couplet that runs around the courthouse. Depending on what happens to the couplet could dictate what happens to the rest of downtown and Main Street.
There's a lot of concern that the courthouse couplet could become 4-lane, which would not impact us greatly at the moment, but over time, the volume of traffic it would allow to come through our downtown, I think, would irreparably change our downtown, and not in a good way.
No matter what happens, the city is set to see a lot of changes in the near future. In Kalispell, Jack Ginsburg, MTN News.
Well, temperatures downright freezing tonight. Here is meteorologist Russ Thomas with a look at what we can expect for tomorrow and beyond. Hey, Russ.
Hey, yeah, I don't think things are going to look a lot different than we've seen the last several days. Now, one thing that was nice in Missoula today, we actually saw the sun break out for the first time in several days, and I think that opportunity is going to be there the next 2 or 3 days. It's just going to be pretty limited when we do see it. You take a look right now, we have a few clouds and a little bit of fog developing once again in those areas that have dealt with that pretty much consistently over the last 3 to 4 days. Already into 10 in Hamilton, 17 in Missoula, 11 Sealy, a few 20s out there, in fact mid-20s for Troy. and Thompson Falls also in Polson. Of course, I'll have more in just a few minutes.
In other news tonight, state investigators stepping in to check out an officer-involved shooting that happened in Great Falls earlier today. Few details being released now, but we do know a suspect with a weapon was fatally shot by Great Falls police. They were searching for a man who wanted for questioning in an earlier incident. It's unclear, though, what exactly happened. Officers made contact with the suspect in the area of 52nd Street, and the suspect brandished a gun. Officers then fired the fatal shots. None of the officers involved were physically injured. The officers had been placed on paid administrative leave.
Mineral County authorities are looking for your help in finding 2 Californians missing after their car was found at a Mineral County rest stop. Authorities are asking for any information regarding 24-year-old Suzanne Michelle LaBelle and 25-year-old Sherwin Fernandez Lamando Jr. On December 1st, Mineral County authorities were alerted that the couple was missing. They found their vehicle parked at the Dinamora rest area along I-90 near the Montana-Idaho border later that night. They searched that area, but they called it off a few days later because of weather, and there was really no indication that anybody was in that area. They're not sure if these 2 left the area on foot or if somebody gave them a ride out. Anyone with information about the whereabouts of these 2 is asked to call the Mineral County Sheriff's Office. That number is 822-3555.
With a growing number of bears and the growing discussion over eventually not treating grizzlies as a threatened species, managers from local, state, and federal agencies will meet in Missoula this week to discuss the next steps in grizzly management. Interest in the grizzly's future is building with the decision to delist bears in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, and now discussion is underway about possibly reducing federal protection for grizzlies on the northern continental divide ecosystem. Today, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service opened a 45-day comment period on draft criteria for deciding what constitutes a healthy grizzly population in northwest Montana. State wildlife managers say they're ready to follow the science, but do so realizing the social aspects of bear management.
We know the whole world, multiple people from multiple places and cultures and societies care about grizzly bears. We take that seriously, so if they're delisted, when these targets are met, and whatever the courts decide, we want to have a good plan to make sure that bear is around for our kids and their grandkids, and that's what this conservation strategy hopefully will be.
And it's not just Yellowstone and Glacier. The Interagency Grizzly Bear Committee will receive updates on grizzlies in other areas like the Bitterroot during its 2-day meetings in Missoula this week.
FaceTiming, texting, or emailing with a personal physician is part of a new healthcare model that will launch at a Missoula-based medical walk-in clinic. CostCare is modifying its Mullen Road location to direct primary care on January 1st. The new model will offer routine medical care at low monthly rates and include direct and easy access to your doctor.
For our patients who want to be part of the practice, it's up to us to make sure that contact is kept. So if a patient feels like they need to talk to us on the phone that day, we've got to be calling them that day. If they feel like we need to reply to a text, if it's on our lunch break, we reply to the text. It's just part of the model.
CostCare will charge $70 a month for adults and $25 for children under 18 with no charge for office visits. Patients can expect 24/7 access to their physician, same-day office visits, and include wellness expenses such as PAP, HPV, and flu shots, among other things. House calls are also available. The hope with this model is to address issues much earlier and prevent urgent care and ER visits.
Coming up after the break, Russ is in to let us know how long the gray, stagnant weather is going to last.
And it's a story you don't want to miss. It's coming up in Health Watch. It could prevent your child from being seriously injured by window blind cords. Still ahead on KPAX.